Good evening and welcome to Primetime News. I'm Sandro Ferdinando.
And I'm Michaela Fernando. Before we head into more news in detail, here's a look at headlines.
Colombo Defence Seminar commences for the 9th consecutive year. Lord Archbishop of Canterbury, Most Reverend Justin Welby, arrives in the island. Minister Mangala Samaraveera speaks about disciplinary inquiry in the United National Party. Executive of the Year Award of the Capital Maharaja Organisation goes to General Manager of AF Jones, Shamil Rasuldeen.
In your top story, the Colombo Defence Seminar, held for the 9th consecutive year, began at the BMICH under the theme Evolving Military Excellence in the Contemporary Security Landscape.
The military expects around 800 participants to attend the defence seminar, including participants from 42 countries. The program will include 13 foreign and 14 local speakers over 9 sessions following a trajectory of intellectual interactions. The defence seminar will also include presentations from the participating experts and comments of the expert panel towards the culmination of the sessions. The Colombo Defence Seminar commenced in 2011 and has since been an annual event in the military calendar.
In this era of information, where success depends on how best information is received and processed, we strongly believe that the information should be shared among like-minded nations. In today's context, we are embarking on a robotic age, and it prompts us to embrace technology. When I dwell upon Einstein's statement, it makes me hesitant in unquestionably embracing technology. Human involvement in security is something that cannot be written off hastily.
Counter-terrorism has become one of the hot topics in the global agenda today than ever before. The peace-loving world is being constantly and continuously troubled by a wide range of terrorist threats, from organized terrorist organizations with global reach to self-motivated individual fighters. In my belief, a joint strategy is much more workable than individual efforts in combating terrorism. Terrorism aggravates perception of insecurity and can lead to repeated outbreaks of violence which hinder sustained economic growth.
The 42nd Annual Convention and Executive of the Year Award ceremony of the Capital Maharaja Organisation got underway this evening at the resplendent Stein Studios in Ratmalana. General Manager of AF Jones Exporters Ceylon Private Limited, Shamir Rasuldeen, received the coveted award of the Executive of the Year for 2018-2019.
The chief guest at the 42nd Annual Convention was the immediate past Auditor General Gamini Vijay Singha. Dignitaries including religious leaders, diplomats, politicians, executives as well-wishers of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited were in attendance. This event provides a unique opportunity to celebrate the accomplishments of the executives of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited who serve the people through a number of sectors.
Today we are living in the nation that operates without the rule of law at the great extent. The legal framework that holds this nation together is completely outdated. So corporate sector has no excuse to give responsibility to the government sector, because corporate sector is the engine of the growth of this country. Political inability is increasing day by day. The nation is being hijacked by bribery, corruption, thuggery and drug lords. So you have to a big role to change this system, and I think that Maharaja can take some sort of big role in this process. So social norms and common decency are also collapsing in this country. So media has responsibility and the power to change this situation.
Top Achievers Awards were presented at the event to Chetika Rajapakse of International Cosmetics Private Limited, Sanath Chaminda Bandara of Lanka, Melinda Rodrigo from the Group IT Division, R. Kogulnath of Newsfirst, Mihira Bandara from Bulletin Electrical Products Private Limited. The highlight of the event was the selection of the Executive of the Year, where 5 executives of the Capital Maharaja Group were nominated for the coveted award. The nominees this year were News Director at Newsfirst Gayan Sampath Somachandra, Indika Geekyanage of Lanka, CEO of Bulletin Electrical Products Nalin Jayawardena, General Manager of AF Jones Shamir Rasuldeen, and Group Human Resources Manager Ravi Gamage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 42nd winner of the Executive of the Year is Shamir Rasuldeen.
It was Shamir Rasuldeen who received the coveted Executive of the Year award for 2018 to 2019.
I want to thank one man who believed in me, that is the chairman of the organization, Mr. Rajamahendran. Sir, thank you very much for believing in me and giving me an opportunity. I have won 2 international awards, a few fellowships, one recently from Oxford, but I've been waiting for this award for the last 15 years. This award I will cherish for the years to come.
We'll be right back after this commercial break. Welcome back to the news. Minister of Finance Mangala Samaravira spoke about several topics including politics and the economy during a media briefing today.
Several new projects have been introduced via the third phase of Gummap. We will allocate an additional amount of 100 million to all electorates from the 1st of September. We have to take this gym cult to the village. We are also providing 1 million rupees to societies to spend on bodybuilding packages. Kabir Rajapakse, who speaks about a disciplined society. How did he do it back then? They sent civilians dressed in army attire to chase people. When they wanted to build houses, they threatened people. That's how they obtained lands for development. This year we have spent 56.7 billion rupees as compensation. Inflation is at 2.3% today. Everyone is against my price formula, but the fuel price have gone down. We have settled debt until October 2020. In the entire history, we have made the biggest debt settlement this year. Our economy, which was in the ICU in 2014, has now been transferred to the normal ward. But we still can't discharge it from the hospital.
තාම ඉස්පිරිතාලෙන් එළියට ගන්න බෑ.
ඔතුමන්ලගේ කණ්ඩායමේ පිරිසකට විරුද්ධව අද විනය පරීක්ෂණ තියෙන ජනාධිපති අපේක්ෂක සම්බන්ධයෙන් සඳහන් කරන්නේ. ඒක වෙන්නේ කොහොමද ඒක?
කවුද නිරවසෙන් කියලා තියෙන්නේ? නෑ. ඒක සභාපතිව.
No, I saw the party chairman denying it. One person cannot determine if a disciplinary inquiry should be held or not. Not even the chairperson of the general secretary can decide that. It has to be decided by the UMP working committee, and they have not done that.
Minister Mangala Samaravira hosted a party at his residence yesterday, and a group of MPs and ministers from the UNP attended this occasion.
පුරුදු සාකච්ඡා ඉතින් කරනවා දේශපාලන වාතාවරණය ඉදිරියට යන දේශපාලන කලෙයින් ඒව ගැන ඉතින් කතා කරා
මේ පොදු අපේක්ෂකය සහ හැදෙන අලුත් සම්දාන තව කොච්චර කාලෙයිද මේ අගමැතිතුමා
පොඩ්ඩක් ඉවසන් ඉන්න
අගමැතිතුමාත් එක්ක සාකච්ඡා කරාද දැන් මේ ඔබතුමා
අගමැතිතුමාත් එක්ක හැමදාම කතා කරනවා
අගමැතිතුමා දැන් වචනේ දීලා ඉවරද
කවුරුත් වචන දෙන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ අපි ඉතින් ඉදිරියේදී සුදුසු විදිහට හැමදේම සිද්ධ වෙයි
ඔබතුමාලා දෙපළම එකම වේදිකාවට ගෙන්නනවා කියලා තමයි මේ
අපි වෙනස් වේදිකාවක ඉඳලත් නැහැ එතුමාව රකින්නත් මම හිටියේ එතුමාගේ වේදිකාවනේ ඒකෙන්ද මේක හැමෝම එකට ඉන්න වේදිකාව.
විනය ක්‍රියාමාර්ග පිළිබඳව කොහොමද දැන් අද
ඒ ඔක්කොම ඉවර වෙයි.
අගමැතිතුමයි මෛත්‍රීපාල සිරිසේන ජනාධිපති හම්බ වෙලා පෙරේද මාධ්‍ය වාර්තා කරලා තිබුණා. විධායක ජනාධිපතිකමේ අහෝසි කරන්න. ඔබතුමා දැන් අනාගත ජනාධිපතිතුමා. එහෙම වුණොත් මොකද්ද වෙන්න ඕනේ අත්තට?
නෑ ඉතින් මටත් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. මටත් දීලා අහෝසි කරන්න පුළුවන්. කිසි ගැටලුවක් නෑ. ජනතාවගේ කැමැත්ත කොතනද මම එතනයි.
මොකද සාකච්ඡා සාර්ථකයිද?
මලි සාකච්ඡා සාර්ථකයි. ඔයගොල්ලෝ රැට නිදියන්නේම නැද්ද?
නිදියන්නේ කොහෙද මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ ඉවර කරගන්න.
We were talking about how to win the upcoming elections. The curiosity of the public is growing, and it's fast growing. So we cannot expect the public to wait anymore. So in about 1 or 2 weeks, we will be announcing the candidate.
අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම අපේක්ෂා තීන්දුව කරලා මේ ඡන්දයට අවතීර්ණ වෙන්න ඕනේ කියන එක තමයි අපි සාකච්ඡා කරේ.
කිසි දෙයකට කලබල වෙන්න එපා. ලබන මාසේ පළවෙනි සතියේ මේ සියලු දේවල් රටේ ජනතාව බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන විදිහට සිද්ධ වෙනවා.
අවුරුදු 31කට පස්සේ එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂ ජනාධිපතිවරයෙක් බිහි කරලා තමයි අපි මේ ගමන අපසු වෙරෙන්නේ.
සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මහත්තයා ජනාධිපති අපේක්ෂකයා විතරක් නෙමෙයි නොවැම්බර් මාසේ අන්තිම වෙනකොට මේ රටේ ජනාධිපති.
ඒක ඔබතුමාලා විතරනේ කියන්නේ. ප්‍රබලයෝ කියන්නේ නෑනේ.
අපිනේ ප්‍රබලයෝ.
නායකතුමා
නෑ එතුමා යථාර්ථවාදී.
රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මැතිතුමයි රවි කරුණානායක මැතිතුමයි ජනාධිපති මෛත්‍රීපාල සිරිසේන මැතිතුමාව හම්බ වෙලා කියන්නේ විධායක ජනාධිපති ක්‍රමය දූරය අහෝසි කරන්න සාකච්ඡා කළා දෙනවා.
ඒ කියන්නේ ඔෆිෂියලි දැනුවත් කරලා නෑ. ඔය මාධ්‍ය වලින් කියන ඒවා තමයි අපිට ඇහුනේ. නමුත් එහෙම කරන්න හේතුවක් නෑ මේ හදිසියේ.
කෑම කාලත් සාකච්ඡාත් කරා බොහොම සාර්ථකයි. අපේක්ෂකයා විදිහට අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මහත්මයා ඉදිරිපත් කළ යුතුයි.
මොනවද හෙට දින වෙනකොට ඔබතුමාලාටත් විනය පරීක්ෂණයකට ආරාධනා කරනොත් යනවද?
ප්‍රජාතාන්ත්‍රිකව අපේක්ෂකයෙක් පත් කරද්දී විනය පරීක්ෂණ තියන්න බෑනේ. තමන්ගේ අයිතියක් ඒක. මගේ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී අයිතියක්.
In more local news, the 264th model village was declared open by the deputy leader of the United National Party, Minister Sajith Premadasa.
The Sahiruka Muda Kammaniya was declared open in Hatangala in the Ratnapura district today. The village, which comprises of 23 houses, has been built with a cost of 37.4 million rupees.
While safeguarding the farmers, I will make arrangements to give a fixed price that you are happy with for your produce. Wealthy people cannot control me. I am not going to be someone who can be controlled by anyone. When you make us victorious in November and December, I will refuse to engage in politics in palaces, and I will not be a president who is maintained by your tax money. I will work 24 hours all 365 days to safeguard the small scale exporters.
සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස අපට බලනවා කියලා මේ අවස්ථාවේ ප්‍රකාශ කරනවා. UMP කාර්යෝ තවත්
We need a leader who will create an era for all state leaders to work freely without any influence. When we have leaders like that, why do we need other options? He is the leader who can bring back discipline into this party.
Chairman of the United National Party, Minister Kabir Hashim, expressed these views during an event in Minuwandeniya, Ginigathena today.
This is not an open secret. Everyone is speaking about who the candidates are. Everyone is asking for Sajith Premadasa. Our party respects the rules and is well disciplined. Our leader has made a huge commitment to our party. We are directly discussing about it. All the elephants have come together to win this. Our leader will make a good decision soon.
Speaking at a media briefing convened at Temple Trees today, Minister Rajapakse Ratna spoke on the proposed UMP-led alliance. This is what he had to say.
This meeting at Temple Trees was held to discuss the constitution of the alliance. It was held under the auspices of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, Ministers Sajith Premadasa and Ravi Karunanayake, and other leaders of the alliance. After discussing the draft submitted by the Sajith faction, I presented the final draft prepared by us to the party leaders. This was agreed upon unanimously. On the matter of the General Secretary of the alliance, it was decided that the position would be held by an individual nominated by the UNP and approved by the Leadership Council. We also discussed the location of the office of the alliance outside of the UNP headquarters. With the agreement of the UNP, alliance organizations can be appointed for each electorate. It was agreed that the composition of the Leadership Council would be in line with the provisions in the Constitution. A committee has been appointed on party policies, which will be chaired by me. The members are Rajda Senaratne, Champika Ranawaka, Mano Ganeshan, Nizam Karyappa, Rishad Bathiuddin, UMP Chairman Kabir Hashim, and UMP General Secretary Akila Karyavasam. We discussed the issues of who the candidate would be. It was decided that a leader would be chosen following extensive discussions on the manifesto. This will not be decided upon the haste of any one person.
ඒ වැඩ පිළිවෙල ඔක්කොම කතා කරලා මේක කරන්නේ. කාටවත් හදිසි වුණාට මේක කරන්නේ නැහැ.
දැන් රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මහත්මයා ඇයි මේ එතුමාට මේ අහුවෙන අවස්ථාවේ ජනාධිපති ධූර අපේක්ෂකත්වය දෙන්නේ නැතුව කෙනෙක් ඉදම් කරන්නේ ඇයි එතුමා සුදුසු නැතේද?
Kabir Hashim ඇමතුම්
Minister Kabir Hashim told me that discussions were even held with the JVP regarding the candidate. This was the situation. Even at that time, there was a group within the party who were adamant that Ranil Wickremesinghe must contest. They did not want to win. They wanted Ranil to lose so they can take control of the party. That was what they wanted.
රනිල්ව දාලා පරද්දලා පක්ෂයේ බලය ලබා ගැනීම. ඒක තමයි අවශ්‍ය වුණේ.
ඒක ඔබතුමාත් විශ්වාස කරන රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මහත්තයාට ජයග්‍රහණය කරන්න බෑ කියන්නේ.
නෑ එදා තිබුණ තත්ත්වය.
ඉතින් රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මහත්තයා තෝරන්නේ.
ඔව් ඒක තමයි.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe attended the Batik Lanka exhibition today.
The exhibition is being held at the BMICH in Colombo today. Minister of Primary Industries and Social Empowerment Daya Gummap and Deputy Minister of Industry and Commerce Buddhika Patirana were also present at the event today.
The youth is having various styles of wearing their clothes. They could be long, they could be short at times. Nevertheless, the apparel industry has been successful because we adapt to the global garment industry. We have to increase our revenue. All the developed countries in this world have developed export industry to get all the capital ready from the government in the next few years. Many people are doing politics to save the nation. But to save the nation, exports should increase. And for those who could talk about this, could talk about the future.
Still in your local news, leader of the Democratic Left Front, Vasudeva Nanayakkara, convened a media briefing in Colombo today.
When Sajid Premadasa says that he is a presidential candidate when attending major rallies, can Ranil Wickremesinghe say that he is not? I think democracy is where the majority has a say in it, and the majority wants Sajid Premadasa. If not, someone else must come forward and prove that they can gather a crowd as much as Sajid did. Who is there? No one. Karujai Surya can resign from the position of speaker and hold massive meetings and rallies in his own village in the Gummap district and showcase his power.
Parliamentarians SB Dissanayaka and Dilan Pereira acquired membership of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna today.
The two parliamentarians received their membership cards from the national organizer of the Podujana Peramuna, Basil Rajapakse. Chairman of the party, Professor G.L. Piris, and several others were present at this event where several local politicians also obtained membership of the SLPP. Today we decided to come and extend our fullest support to Gotabaya Rajapakse by joining the Podujana Peramuna. We felt like we came to our old house. Don't ask that question from me. We decided to extend our fullest support to the Podujana Peramuna candidate Gotabaya Rajapakse. It won't be an issue. As Mahinda Rajapakse became the leader of the Podujana Peramuna, we have followed him. Therefore, it won't be an issue. My new party leader advised me to refrain from criticizing the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. Since Basil Rajapakse is the chief organizer, I clearly know that when it comes to handing out positions in the electorate, this will be held after the presidential election. We will have to stand at the back row. We don't have any issue. 2 years ago, Basil Rajapakse and myself held talks with representatives from the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. The present opposition leader and the president Maithripala Sirisena had a discussion. And the representatives of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party also said that they are hoping to hold talks with our candidate Gotabaya Rajapakse. That is a good idea. Discussions are being held at several levels. Journalists also raised questions regarding Gotabaya Rajapakse's candidacy.
එතුමාට ගන්න වෙනවා එතුමාට මේ මැතිවරණය තරඟ කරන්න එතුමා පක්ෂයකට බැඳෙන්න වෙනවා.
අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ නැද්ද? Meanwhile, speaking to Newsfirst this evening, Sri Lanka Freedom Party media spokesperson Veerakumara Dissanayake said the SLFPers who had taken up membership of the Podujana Peramuna today would be considered to have left the party. Dissanayake said this decision was taken at a meeting held today with the General Secretaries of the SLFP and UPFA, MPs Dayasiri Jayasekara and Mahinda Amaraveera. He added that disciplinary proceedings would be initiated in the near future. Several ambassadors were invited for a reception at Minister Ravi Karunanayaka's residence last night.
Although ambassadors of several countries were invited, a reason behind the invitation was not mentioned. The ambassadors were, however, surprised to see the arrival of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe few minutes after they arrived at the minister's residence. It is reported that the ambassadors have started to leave following the arrival of the Prime Minister. Most of the ambassadors have called this meeting a very strange one. They have also added that the invitation extended without a valid reason is a disrepute for their countries.
It's time for another commercial break. Stay tuned.
I will one day build the best vehicle in the world and bring glory to my country.
Empowering the dreams of the next generation.
Main sponsor
Anka Kiri Edat Atat Hetat Hondamade Pamanai.
Welcome back to the news. Lord Archbishop of Canterbury, Most Reverend and Right Reverend Justin Welby arrived in the island this morning.
The Archbishop of Canterbury was warmly welcomed by the Bishop of Colombo in the Church of Ceylon, Right Reverend Diloraj Ranjit Kangasabe, Minister of Christian Affairs John Amaratunga and several others. The delegation visited the St. Sebastian's Church, Katua Pitia, and called on Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Cardinal Malcolm Ranjit.
Centrality of the expressed lived faith of
After inspecting the church, the Archbishop of Canterbury carried out a service to commemorate the victims of the April 21st attack. The delegation then arrived at the Cinnamon Grand Hotel in Colombo and held another special service in remembrance of the victims of the April 21st attacks. They then met with Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The group also met with the leader of the opposition, Mahinda Rajapakse.
The challenge of discussion between faiths has become much more difficult in the last 30 or 40 years. In every faith tradition, there is a growth in extremist attitudes, including in Christianity. And it is the duty of every religious tradition for its leaders to resist extremism and to teach peaceful dialogue, but honest dialogue. So the first challenge to all of us is take responsibility. If a Christian does something evil, it is not for me to say, well, they're not a real Christian. I have to ask myself, what is within my faith tradition, our historic teaching, that makes it easy for them to do that? What is wrong with us? What do we learn? The second challenge in dialogue is honesty. Dialogue is where we are honest, where we open the door of our heart. When we do that, then we begin to recognize each other as human beings, and then the dialogue becomes fruitful and not barren.
In more local news, a panel discussion on understanding the MCC Compact, organized by the USA Business Council of the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, was held today.
350 million of it is to improve over 300 kilometers of urban and rural transport infrastructure, to reduce traffic congestion and travel times in and out of Colombo through an automated traffic management system, to modernize bus transport to make it safer, more reliable, and more efficient through the introduction of new buses, an automated fare card system, and a bus priority system. And finally, to upgrade several stretches of interprovincial roads in the central, Sauragamua, and eastern provinces.
With cabinet approval pending for months and serious outcry against this, is the US government holding on to the grant for Sri Lanka, and why?
We are trying to engage the public now to explain some of the misconceptions around the program. We want to see this program go forward for the Sri Lankan people. We're not going to force it on Sri Lanka. It's your program. We're offering this grant to you. It was proposed to us a few years ago, and just recently, or last year, as I mentioned, finalized. But it's not something MCC is going to force. We don't operate that way. So at this point, it's up to the Sri Lankan people and the Sri Lankan government whether you'd like to accept this grant.
Colombo Chief Magistrate Lanka Jayaratna has ordered that Minister of Power and Energy Ravi Konanayaka appear before the CID headquarters within 2 weeks of today to record further statements.
The magistrate has made the order, citing the fact that the minister is accused of providing false evidence, and the failure in recording further statements from him in this regard has led to delays in concluding investigations. A senior state counsel informed court that the minister appeared before the CID on the 7th of July but has failed to show up after disregarding multiple summons. While the case will be taken up again on the 21st of November, the magistrate has called for a progress report on the state of the investigations on that date. Today marked day 11 of the Gummap Village Forum initiative. This unique program was launched to address the grievances of rural Sri Lankans who struggle to make ends meet while being forced to scrounge for basic necessities.
Day 11 of the Gummap Village Forum initiative got underway in Vaunia. A large crowd gathered in the Vaunia town today to sign the Janata Sannasa, or People's Declaration, which aims to resolve 8 common issues being faced by Sri Lankans across the country. The 4-year journey of the Gummap initiative received high praise from the public. Members were also recruited at this occasion for the Gummap V Force. Another Gummap team visited Kambilivava this afternoon. A health camp was held for the residents, which was followed by the Village Forum event. The UK's Prime Minister's decision to suspend Parliament has prompted an angry backlash from MPs and opponents of a no-deal Brexit.
The move sparked protests across the country, a legal challenge and a petition with more than 1 million signatures. The government said the 5-week suspension in September and October will still allow time to debate Brexit.